Shalom. First of all, I start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and the boss of great millstone, likewise, brothers, for another truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and do brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, She is Foolish with an Evil Eye. Now, you probably saw a lesson or a video clip by Hours of Indignation 144. This video clip was 6 minutes and 15 seconds long, and it says, Eve says she's turned on seeing Edomite cops manhandling Jake's, calls on Esau, which is the so-called white man, to get rid of Jake. And Jake is so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanic, but we know they're talking about who? The so-called black man. And not too long ago, you had the brother GMS Casey Prophet 3 put up a video when the Most High turns us loose on you devils, it's a wrap. And what is shown in this video, okay, is the abusive power of the so-called white man when he have an upper hand on Jake right now, okay? And we are in Great Babylon, America, as prisoners of war, okay? And it's a spiritual warfare with those of us who are believers of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? But it's also a prison place for the rest of the Hebrew Israelites that are unbelievers, but they choose to continue to try to side with their oppressor. But Eve, this lesson is going to be a message to you, okay? You don't know any better. You're foolish, okay? This is part of the curses, okay? And this doesn't pertain to the sisters that are in the ministry, okay? This is the majority of the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanic women, particularly you so-called black women, okay, that feel this way. This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56. It reads, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye should be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. So there was a time that Eve, you had hair, you smelled good, you were in order, okay, and you serve your man well. However, these curses in Deuteronomy 28, okay, here we are in the year 2026, and this is what you're seeing. You have a Hebrew Israelite woman that gets off on seeing our enemy manhandle the man of her tribe. You can't get more diabolical than that. Let's go into the book of Proverbs 16 and start verse 18, because see, Eve eyes is evil, towards us, because what society has deemed, okay, the echelon or the epitome of success or acceptance is so-called white, okay, which I am yet to see a white person, but we're not going to go there. This lesson isn't going to talk about colors here, okay, but you want to join them. The Edomites are proud. Esau is proud. The so-called white man is proud, and so is Eve, okay. And we bring up many lessons about, you're going to have to gird your loins, okay. You're going to be out here in a bad state. And it's already starting as this man take away that help, that benefits that you all have so come to depend on. As people start to turn on you, okay, the people that you gather yourself with. It reads, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. And see, yeah, y'all ain't gonna do that, okay? Y'all reject being humble. Y'all want to be with the up and up. The thing is you're not in the up and up. You're Hebrew Israelite, which means what? The curses of Deuteronomy 28, in which a Jake man, particularly a so-called black man, life is always on the line. Basically, we're a target when we go out. We leave the house, we might not come back home because we're a target. We're hated by everybody. They hate us, okay? But guess what, Eve? You're a target too, okay? Let's go into the book of 1 Corinthians 1 and starting with verse 26, because that pride is gonna evaporate. You think the so-called white man is going to take you into his house when you're out there catching hell? No, he's not. He'll probably take you in and probably take you in his basement and cut you up into pieces, torture you. And you've already pissed and shit all over the so-called black man. You want the so-called black man deleted. All right. And who's going to protect you when the time comes? Now, we can let you know this, okay? Because see, y'all a little kind of confused of who y'all speaking about when y'all talk about Esau deleting the so-called black man. It will never happen. You see, there's a set of men that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has chosen that will not bow down to Baal, that stands boldly and speak about this man's wickedness with no fear and consequences whatsoever. And these elite watchers, they know who we are, but do we give a rat's ass? We don't. So what you're speaking about is these rat ass niggas out there on the street, these pasty ass little simps that actually find you attractive or adorable. We, as a man of the Lord, don't find you attractive or adorable. And we are going to laugh at your calamity when it comes, because you are siding with the enemy, our oppressor. This is 1 Corinthians 1, and verse 26 reads, For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble, are called. For power hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and power hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Now, when you go to the book of Daniel 4 and 17, it tells you who the world is given to. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah, okay, gave these red people, the Edomites, the authority of the world. And what he described them as? Base men. The book of Job described them as base men, viler than the earth. Okay, it's their time. Yahweh as Isaac blessed Esau, okay, with the sword, the fatness of the earth. So everything he takes, look at the earth. It's not only here in Great Babylon, America, but prophecy really revolves around Esau and Jacob. Really, it's basically yin and yang. Esau is evil, Jacob is righteous, and this is really what it goes down to. The rest of these tribes on this earth, so-called Africans, Asians, Indians, whatever the case is, like Middle Eastern, they're basically non-playable characters. Basically, they're just there, okay, and they're gonna suffer because why? You have wicked men ruling this earth. And somehow you dug on Jake women, particularly you so-called black women, you're attracted to that. You're attracted to wickedness. Okay? But you need to understand who we are. We are the base on this earth right now in a low state. And this is why we were chosen. It says, and base things of the world and things which are despised. I am a despised person. I know it. I've accepted it. But the world is ignorant to exactly who we are. And they're going to find out very soon who we truly are. Okay? And I'm going to read it to you today. Had power chosen ye and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Everything that we preach about that's written in the scripture is coming to pass. Brothers have thrown curses on people, and it has come to pass. I've thrown curses on people, and it's work, and it's come to pass. I can look at my window right now. I threw a curse on my neighbors. The Lord listens to his prophets. Okay, whether y'all want to believe or not, we don't care. Okay, when the situation happens, you will understand, and it will be too late. You're not special, Eve. And I'm talking you so-called Negro bitches that friggin' don't gonna talk this shit. The particular ones that talk that are guilty of this or thinking this. You're not special. You're not desirable. Okay? You're the least desired being on this earth. So you should actually lock up that doggone pride that you have. Okay? You know, y'all and the white man go well and well, because the so-called white man, he's the least athletic, piece of crap, lazy, fat, age 3-4 times faster than anybody else, piece of shit. If the Lord Yahweh Shemashah did not bless his cracker with the sword, they would probably be still living in the damn cave. Okay? But I can't even look at these Edomites without disdain and going, just in my head, there's a clock counting down right now. So when Yahushua is going to crack that sky, when we are going to get those spiritual powers, okay? You see, we walk around and we think about, man, the day is going to come when the Jake is not going to stand by and take shit. And if you stand in the way of judgment, the Lord will put you in the spirit world too. Okay, in fact, let's go to Isaiah 31 and start verse 1. It reads, Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. So y'all look at us like we ain't shit. But the same man that y'all looking at as ain't shit are the men that are going to be gifted by the Lord Yahweh Shemashah when running water, no water to drink, no clean water to drink, because it's all contaminated. When all these rapists and murderers are running around the street right there, see, those in order are going to be covered. It's going to avoid them. But who's going to protect you? Look at Esau's movies that he makes. That's how this man thinks. He thinks about chopping you up into pieces, drinking your damn blood. Okay, this man used to pull fetuses out of you women's vagina and shit. So ignorant. You know, you get a little bit of fake press on males, and you stick that fucking goop fucking hair on your damn fucking head, Okay? And you think you think you can just talk shit. And that's because you're ignorant. You're stupid. Okay? Let's go to verse 3. It says, now the Egyptians are men. Okay? Men. And not God. Then their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has to stretch with his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So you and Esau, y'all gonna all fail together, man. Yeah, keep looking. And that's why this lesson is titled, you're a fool. Okay, you have evil eyes towards the tribesmen of your of your tribe, not understanding. There is nothing you're going to be able to do in a time of trouble. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1, because you're going to see, some of y'all actually are going to live to witness this. It reads, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. That's us. Okay? Ain't nobody else stand out there with signs that shows a white man in chains. Ain't nobody else knows the identity of the so-called white people except us and the elites who know who they are. Ain't nobody breaking down the precepts like we are. Tomorrow, starting this evening, is the start of the Sabbath. How many of you people out there know about that? That you keep the Sabbath holy. And if y'all think Saturday is a Sabbath, then y'all don't keep it holy either. Don't y'all go to the nightclub on Saturday and then go to church the next day and preach and praise Jesus? People don't know shit, man. Okay, it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Because why? We're going to be beamed the hell up out of this place at the same time that those missiles come pelting this doggone wicked-ass sissified kingdom. And they repenting and groaning of anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he, them niggas, whom we have sometimes in derision and proverb of reproach. Y'all ain't shit. Really? Well, see, I already told you in the scriptures here that the Lord is going to raise up the abased or those who are despised. But wait for it. Wait for it. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Why? People think we're crazy. Every week I go out there on the side of the highway to go preach. And people drive past in the car, they look at the sign, they look and go, why is this nigga always standing up out here every Sunday? They're not looking at the precepts that I have on the cardboard. They're not looking at the pictures. They're not understanding. You are in great danger. You fucking spicks out here in El Paso, you're in danger. This man is building internment camps to throw you inside of them like doggone dogs, stray dogs. They're going to beat you. They're going to rape your fucking kid. They're going to rape your daughter. They're going to rape your son. You women are going to be raped. You men are going to be raped too. And then they're going to cut you up into pieces. They're actually putting in incinerators in these doggone internment camps. You have no clue. This cracker in the doggone White House right now, okay, he's pumping billions of dollars to send these psychopaths out there to grab people out of their house. And it ain't reached to you yet, but when it does, then you can understand, okay, what the prophets were talking about. It says, how is he numbered among the children of power, and his Lord is amongst the saints? That's because you're ignorant. You don't know who we are. Okay, we're the righteous people, the chosen people of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay? Here it is in verse 7. It says, we varied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it, because you don't listen. When you're proud and you fucking think that the so-called white man is going to, take care of you and all things like that, then that's how you would be. And this is the reason why you would have a spirit like that, where you want the so-called white man. Let me put it to you this way. Let me show you exactly what is going to happen to Esau, okay, in the kingdom. And these are the tribes in this kingdom. The people are laying their hands on us right now. It's going to come to an end, okay? There are men that are going to be preserved through all of this. But I can go into those precepts where Jake's going to get their licks back, even in this time. The Lord is going to use the 2/3, okay, to give Esau them the licking back. This white man is weak. But if that's who you want to follow, that's your business. Let's close out the book of Jeremiah 51, verse 19 reads, the portion of Jacob is the 12th tribe of Israel, really concerning the men. It's not like them, for he is the form of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Okay, so we're the future. The so-called black man, Latino man, Hispanic man, and Native American man is the future. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah is his name. Now, here's what we really are. Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. For with thee, with us, I will break in pieces the nation, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee I will break in pieces a young man and a maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces his captains and rulers. So when we come back as gods, Esau kingdom is jacked up, messed up. destroyed. We put them in slavery to clean up this earth, which is going to take hundreds of years to do. And they're going to be subjected to the law of Yahweh Shai. They're going to have to eat the proper diet. There ain't going to be no faggot in the kingdom. See, we're going to exercise all judgments on this earth the way it should be, because it's going to be a godly earth. And I can go into the book of Luke and talk about the parable of Lazarus and the rich man, okay? And you can see how this man, he could not take the judgment that he was getting in the heavenly kingdom. So go ahead, Eve. Have your little rent-a-cops. Cheer them on as they beat Jakes down and all that stuff like that. Okay, it's part of the curses. And we always tell Jakes them, agree with our adversary quickly. You don't have no rights here. We're prisoners. If they want to search your place, let them search it. If they want to search you, let them search you. If you get nothing to hide, don't worry about it. Let them have their fun right now. If not, you're going to be just another statistic so that a nigga bitch like this bitch in that video can say, I am turned on by watching the white man beat your black ass. Yeah. Lord willing, like I said, Father, close back on all going on to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Rakakadash, Shalom.